If you're not making enough money in sales or you're not closing enough deals, I bet I know why. And this video is going to be big for you. And what I'm going to walk you through today is what 60 million other people have also learned. So this isn't a new concept. This wasn't created by me. But what I did is reworked it so that you can apply it as a sales professional today. My name's Justin J. Johnson, and I'm a sales coach. And what I do is I help sales professionals realize their full potential, make more money, and really take control of their career, leveraging the profession of sales. So what I'm going to explain and teach is a concept called abundance. And not only what it is, but principles to help you apply it to your world. And what I'm going to walk you through is concepts that were not created by me, created by who many consider to be the GOAT when it comes to mindset mastery. Because if you don't master your mindset, it doesn't matter what skills you learn in terms of talk tracks, handling objections, all of that good stuff. You have to have your mind in place first. And the best person to teach you this is a gentleman by the name of Napoleon Hill, who wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, and it came out in the 1930s, and it's still a bestseller to this day. It's sold over 60 million copies. Think about that. So that means it works. But what I'm going to do is help you understand how to think about this as a sales professional specifically, give you some actionable tactical tips to apply it to your day so you can take action and transform your career, all right? So we're going to get right into it. The first thing I'm going to explain is just the concept of abundance, if you've never heard it before. The best analogy, a quick and dirty analogy I can give you is think about a pie. So when you think about a pie, pie's got 8 slices here, right? So let's say if someone has a slice of pie, the default response is, well, there's only 7 slices of pie left, right? That's what's known as a scarcity mindset for many folks. And the reality of how it works, especially in sales, is there's enough pie to go around for everybody. The pie is infinite, right? This holds true for success in any part of life, especially in sales. Just because you may not have got the accounts that everyone thinks are great, doesn't mean you don't have great accounts. Just because you may be struggling with your relationship with your manager, doesn't mean you're going to be set up for failure. Right? This is where going away from scarcity towards abundance is going to really fuel your success. Now that I've broken down what abundance is, let me talk through the 13 principles and apply them to a sales professional so you can take action, right? And again, these are not my principles, written by Napoleon Hill. He's the man. So number 1 is desire. In order to be successful at anything in life, especially in sales, you have to want it as badly as you want to breathe, right? I want to have a newer iPhone. I need oxygen. Big difference. And when your why is powerful enough, the how becomes easy. So you have to check yourself to see, is your desire really there? I'll give you a tactical way to ask yourself this. The last time you got an objection or a deal that went sideways, did you make that extra phone call to try to talk to someone else in the org chart to overcome that objection? Did you try to overcome that objection in a very creative way that they're not used to seeing? Or did you just give up and accept it? That's a telling sign of where your desire is at as a sales professional. So check that first, because if the desire isn't there, none of the other principles matter. So number 1 is desire. Number 2 is faith. You have to truly believe you can achieve your goals. If you don't believe it, it's never going to happen. And this isn't, I think I'm going to get it. It's, I know I'm going to get it. Zero doubt in your mind. Because when you ingrain in that belief, you're going to figure it out. Now, as a sales professional, we have monthly, quarterly, annual quotas. Sometimes it doesn't happen on the timeline that we want, but we have to continue to have faith that it's going to work out and believe and know in our soul that we're going to hit quota. We're going to figure out how to run these deals better. We're going to figure out how to overcome these difficult situations. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when and how, right? And you have to believe. That's number 2. Number 3, I like to call this the I am principle. You have to rewire your thoughts, even if you're struggling as a sales professional, to know that I am a killer sales professional. I am a savage. I am the best of the best. My results just don't show it yet. And when you have that belief system of who you are, not who you want to be, and you wire who you are with that person that you aspire to be, and you put them in one and the same, what starts to happen is your mind starts to reprogram itself to get rid of limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, things that get in your way. So some people like to call this affirmations, talking, saying the right things to yourself in a mirror. Other people love to work on this, leverage YouTube videos to rewire your thoughts in your brain. A pro tip I'm going to give to you is ideally you're doing this within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. And the reason why is your brain is the most impressionable at that time of the day. So think about the thoughts that are coming into your brain early in the day and start to take control of that so that you can be the I am and really own your identity. Number 4, you have to specialize. And the way I take specialize as a sales professional, it's like you gotta work to master your craft. You gotta constantly be reading, studying your industry, studying your solution, addressing your skills. This is podcasts, groups, mentors, coaches, masterminds, whatever it is. But you have to be a student of the game. And that's the only way to achieve consistent, high level of success. And building this into your daily routine is critical. As a sales pro, an easy thing that you can do right now is 10 minutes a day, early in your day, while your brain is fresh, listen to a podcast, right? A sales podcast. It's that simple. Or listen to an audiobook when you're walking your dogs for 10 minutes. This isn't rocket science. It isn't complicated, right? Listen to a call that you had if you do a film review, if you have your calls recorded. Just doing that on a consistent basis, you're going to learn so much over time that over the course of a couple of years of doing this and having these principles, these habits, your success is going to come. Number 5, you have to have a good imagination. You have to be able to visualize success. Now, this feeds into your belief. If you can't visualize yourself hitting quota, you're never going to do it. If you can't see yourself closing the biggest deal you've ever closed and making the largest commission check you've ever made, you're not going to do it. So you have to see it in order to believe it, right? So imagining where you're at and what you want to be, that's how you are going to be able to perceive the difficulty in front of you as possible by visualizing what success looks like. Number 6, you got a plan. You got to have an organized plan in place. Napoleon Hill famous quote says, "A goal is simply a dream with a deadline." Right? And I love this because being successful in sales isn't rocket science. You just have to have a really tight plan to execute every day. That's why one of the first things I work with reps on when I'm teaching them the success principles that I teach in my academy is I help them rework their calendar, have them do a time on task analysis to see what % of their time are they actually spending doing revenue generating activities. And it's always very eye-opening for them. So by reworking your calendar and just executing against your plan each and every day, each and every week, you're going to get wins and you're going to be successful. So number 6 is huge. Be organized. Number 7, make decisions, take action. It's not about being right all the time. What it matters and what it's about is moving, constant motion, being proactive. Because if it takes you 7 days to write the perfect script, you have the perfect way to overcome an objection, the perfect voicemail, the perfect demo, and you do all these things. If I do this day 1, I have 7 days of input and feedback around what works and what doesn't to have real feedback to improve my script, my talk tracks, how I demo, right? Because there is no perfect script. There is no perfect demo. There is no perfect any of this. What matters is that it's perfect for you. And you're not going to know what's perfect for you unless you take action and implement. This is the classic analogy. People say paralysis analysis. Just go, just move. And you have that mindset of just taking action. That's going to feed every day. Number 8, persistence. It's not a question of if you're going to face adversity. The question is how much and when. In sales, you sign up for additional adversity. That's the world that we're in, right? That's why their earning potential is so high in this role, because it isn't just handed to you. You have to be persistent and you have to work through things. But what I like to think about persistence as a sales professional, because it sounds very high level and fluffy, just show up every day. Just do your activity. Hit your KPIs. Do the things that are 100% in your control every single day, and the results are going to come. You're going to get better. All of those things are going to happen, but you just have to show up every day. And showing up is half the battle. Number 9, that's what I like to call the mastermind. Successful people surround themselves with successful people. It's really that simple. And they understand the power of sharing knowledge and working together. That's what a mastermind really is. So find a group of peers that are doing well and surround yourself with them and share what's working and what's not. Because that's how you're going to be able to grow faster. Because if you have 10 minds working on different problems in the business and you're collaborating, that could save you an exponential amount of time. So if you don't have a couple peers that you meet with regularly, grab lunch, jump on a Zoom call and ask them what's working and what's not, things that they're trying, things that they're not trying. That's going to only slow down your progress. So that's a tactical, actionable thing you can do right now to start to grow. Number 10, your partner. Your partner, your spouse, whether you have a work partner, your leadership, if they're not being fully supportive with you, if they're putting negative thoughts and negativity out there, all it's going to do is make your life harder, right? So they have to be on board and they have to understand what it's going to take for you to be successful at a high level. And it's a lot. It's not easy, and that's not everyone does it. So having an honest conversation with your partner and helping them understand what it's going to take to be successful, that alone helps alleviate so much stress, so much problems, so many things at home with your spouse by just communicating the reality of what it's going to take and making sure that they're on board from day one. So your partner is really important. Number 11, the subconscious mind, right? This is what I like to call the thoughts before the thoughts. And in simple terms, what I want you to think about here is master positivity, eliminate negativity. You want to get rid of the negative thoughts that are coming into your brain. I mentioned this earlier. First thing in the morning, put the right information in your brain so you rewire it, right? And anytime you recognize situations where you're getting sucked into media or social media, just stop that. And that alone is going to create openings for you to feed in the right thoughts into your brain. So, and this is a muscle just like anything else. And if you're not working it, it's going to get weaker, right? So think about the thoughts and how you're wiring your brain on a daily basis and pay attention to it, because thoughts become things. Number 12 is your brain. So building on this aligns with number 9 and number 11. It's associating with smart people. This is the whole reason why communities and academies have spun up and they've been so successful and so powerful and they've helped so many people, is because when you surround yourself with people that inspire you and force you to up level, that's going to accelerate your growth, right? So find a community that you can join where it's going to surround yourself with people that are operating at a level that's going to stretch you, right? Because the whole goal is to help accelerate your growth here. And the best way to accelerate your growth is to put yourself in situations and environments where you're going to force to up level yourself in order to just keep up with the pack. And that's where working, joining groups and communities to surround yourself with smarter people than you goes a long way. And then last but not least, this is called the sixth sense. I like to call it your gut. Look, at the end of the day, you have to be able to trust your gut. Because if something sounds too good to be true, it is. I mean, it's that simple. If someone's sending you toxic vibes, if someone's being negative, cut them out. If your gut tells you you're in a bad situation, in a bad company, get out of there, right? And if you're not able to trust your gut, all you're going to do is keep reinforcing negative situations for yourself. So just simply ask yourself, hey, the situation that I'm in, does this align with my core values? Does this align with what I believe, right? And if you're unsure about that, this is where you can talk to someone from your mastermind or a peer or someone that's a mentor or coach to you. Those are things that can help you, what I have to call smarten up your gut. But then once you get to a point where you just identify these situations that either align with what you're trying to do or don't align, then you can make decisions faster and trust it. So these are the 13 principles that made a big impact on me in my career. You have certainly helped many people that I've worked with personally, but 60 million people buying the book and investing in it, it doesn't lie. The book delivers results if you put in the work. And it's not easy, but it's not complicated. So I hope this was helpful. Again, my name is Justin J. Johnson. I'm the founder and creator of the Beautiful Savage Sales Academy. If you have any questions, shoot me a note. Happy to help. I answer in any way. But use this, implement it, take control of your career, and go burn it down. I'll see you in the next video.